lovers of movies, literature, and television. Ooh, I shook up my intro. Are you ready to shake things up? For all my subscribers and returning viewers, welcome back. Thank you for coming. For all my new viewers, welcome. Come and feast on my opinion of all things movie, TV, and book. You may call me Loup Garou. And as is my wont, is another full moon for a new month, which means another piece of werewolf media to devour. And like March's werewolf media, we are doing another thing of literature. This is the novel The Blooding by Patricia Windsor. Unfortunately, as much as this is a start to finish story, it's anticlimactic, which is really sad because it had the potential to go so much further. Now, for those of you who have never even seen this book, it is about a 17-year-old high school senior named Maris, who comes from a single parent home with an overbearing mother. Well, mother demanded she get a job. And the job failed miserably because she was 13 and she didn't really want it. Well, fast forward to now. And Maris's mother, who's only ever referred to as Maris's mother, was talking to her friend, learning about her friend's daughter. The daughter is happily married in England to a man named Derek. And the mother, Barb, is ill and needs an au pair or fancy live-in babysitter for the summer. Maris jumps at the idea to spend the summer away from her mom. She gets her passport in order. She gets her guidance counselor to say, yo, Maris is almost in college. She needs the experience. It'll be good for her to go to England. And Maris goes. She's picked up by Barb, who has an unknown illness that they called tired all the time. T-O-T-T. T-A-T-T. All the time. T-A-T-T. Tat. And when they arrive, Maris meets 4-year-old Victoria and 6-year-old Adam. These children are highly obedient. They are highly intelligent. And they are not as wild crazy as the kids Maris has seen around her neighborhood. Literally the kids she doesn't want to be around. And she instantly becomes attached to these kids because they are smart, they're fun, they're inquisitive, they love to be helpful around the house. It's not a, hey, we need you to set the table. I don't want to. No, they, sure, I got this and it's my job to do that. And okay, we're going to help with the dishes now. Awesome, well-behaved little tykes. Like mine were when they were younger. They loved helping out. Now they're older, and it's not so much. But that's just kids. They do that. They go through those phases. But the problem comes into being, and for those of you who know, spoilers are always in effect in my videos. Barb doesn't handle her condition well. And she ends up committing suicide, which prompts her mother, Maris's mom's friend, to come over from the United States and immediately tell husband Derek, I'm taking your kids to the United States because you're a bad father. Really? WTF, lady. Just because your daughter's dead doesn't mean you can break up the family and take the kids from their dad. Well, you're probably wondering where the werewolf comes in. That's Derek. Derek's the werewolf. Again, massive spoilers. Barb died because she could not embrace being the wolf. She kept saying, oh, I love it. I want it. Of course, honey, I'll do anything for you. I'll do anything for our kids. And she couldn't change. She tried and she failed. She couldn't embrace it. And it was slowly driving her mad until she killed herself. Now, Maris had become so protective of these children that she tells Derek, I'll help you take care of them. I will do everything in my power to stop them from being taken to America. And if that means joining you as a werewolf, then so be it. Now, Derek had been so careful. Barb had been so careful. But when Barb died and the mother-in-law showed up, the regular housekeeper started again blaming Derek for everything, and it wasn't. She makes a whole heck of a lot of problems. And then both mother-in-law and a housekeeper start accusing Derek of murdering his wife so he could be with the au pair, which he never wanted. He never wanted Maris that way. He wanted someone who would run with him, who would hunt with him, who would be a wolf with him. Maris embraced it. She became a wolf. But the housekeeper started causing problems. And Derek decided he was going to put the kibosh on that. And right about then is where the story ends, with Maris being sent home to her mom as a werewolf. And being told by everybody that she was a naughty, shameful little slut. How dare you be with a married man, even if he was already a widower at the time you started sleeping with him. Okay, they never slept together. They never wanted to sleep together. But it was easier for Maris to let them assume she was a little hussy than to go, oh no, we're werewolves. Again, it is a start to finish story. It has a prologue and it has an epilogue, and the story in between answers the question put forth by the prologue. The epilogue is all about Maris going home. But you don't learn about what happens to her in America after she gets back. You don't know if she finds any werewolves in America. It's just left hanging. And for someone like me, that's not enough. It's a great starting point for another book, if there is another one out there. I don't think so. Oh, fun fact, this is a Scholastic. And aside from the suicide, it's a pretty good book for teenagers. Why? Because the protagonist is a teenager. They're having a summer job. And somebody dying around you unexpectedly is something that could happen. Because nobody was planning on dealing with Barb's death. So it's a good way to say, oh yeah, your life is going great. Oops, detour. Nothing under 15 should read this book. I'm just putting it out there. Ew, pardon. Again, nothing under 15 should read this. Because as much as it starts off very innocent, it does get dark. And it does talk about how people, specifically teenagers, older teenagers, can be rather mean to younger teenagers. Because being worried about Maris being happy and only spending time with the family, Barb sets her up with some friends. And that goes about as well as can be expected. Because Maris isn't a big drinker, because, hey, you're in America. You're not allowed to drink until you're 21. England, in this pub, the drinking age was 18. I don't know if that's still the case. But I do know Europe is a little freer with their drinking rules than America.
Maybe you could ask your viewers to leave a comment.
Oh, yes. Thank you, camera lady. If you're not from America, if you're not from the United States, leave a comment below of your drinking age, of where you're at, to see whether or not you, like Maris, would need a fake ID to enjoy
that's your alarm. Everybody go get a drink. Kidding.
Like camera woman. The alarm went off for something we had cooking. It's my dinner. And it's ready. So, woohoo for me. But it is an old book. It is. Heck, it came out. Copyright. 1996. So, odds of you finding it are not the highest, but you never know. Your library might have it. You might be able to find it in a Goodwill or a different secondhand shop where I found this one. Because I've been a werewolf nut my entire life. And I finally have my books out of storage. So I will be doing more of my werewolf novels. And this is, for what it is, a relatively quick read. I was able to get through it, and for me, 3 days. And that's just reading it in the car, waiting to get my kids from school. If that's all the time you can devote. I mean, just, pardon, my tea's affecting me. And you can't really tell, but I dog-eared my pages because I didn't have a bookmark. I dog-eared a werewolf. Oh no. But you'll be amazed at how quickly you can get through a book if you're only reading 2 pages, 3 pages at a time. Whenever you have a free moment to pick it up and thumb through. I actually reread it to finalize what I was writing, because it's like, wait a minute, I know this book, I know it was anticlimactic because it ended at a good spot, but it left you wanting more. Which, well, I've had teachers accuse me of my writing assignments leaving them wanting more. Which is part of the reason why I want to become an author. Camera lady just, yeah, I got this. Sharpen those claws. Oh, that's funny. But, are you going to look for it? Let me know. Have you read it? Do you remember reading it when you were younger? Are you thoroughly floored that there is actually such a book out there that's that old? Hey, you never know. There are people that are surprised the Iliad and the Odyssey are still out and available. And those came out long before we were born.
What? Books existed before 2000?
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. They did exist before 2000. I think I have one that came out in the 70s. Actually, I have a ton. I collect hardbacks. Good old thick hardbacks that still have that like old book smell. And yes, I do love book smell. Specifically old hardback book smell. And if you want me to cover one of those, you can leave a message. Leave a comment down below. Kindness is the key to understanding. So these are my opinions of this book. Feel free to disagree. If you want to discuss it, let's discuss it civilly, like human beings. We do not have to share an opinion to enjoy or dislike the same things. I mean, you might have read it and gone, I love that book. It was perfect just the way it is. What's she saying? Well, tell me why you thought it was perfect the way it is. Or if you read it and it's like, what are you talking about? It ended at a good spot. Even with the epilogue. Oh my gosh. Oh, bah. You know, let me know. We'll discuss it. That's why we're here. To get to know each other. Because the more we learn about each other, the less foreign and alien we are to each other. Less misunderstandings can happen. So, find the like button. Tend to whatever injuries that it may have sustained through overuse. Rescue the subscribe button from zombies. And just for added security, bat that bell to draw them to you and then run the opposite direction. So the zombies go to the bell and not you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.